Hey everybody, so in this video, we're going to be looking at the measure stack. And so go into your stacks project and let's go ahead and let's look at this first demo file. This is the file that actually ships with the product. So here we have two different measure stacks on this page. And the settings really couldn't be any easier. Once you drag your measure in, you have to determine whether or not you want that particular measure to be measuring a part of your layout or the entire browser window. And basically, once you throw it into the container or wherever you want, you choose whether or not you want to target the parent or target the browser. So in this particular instance, I wanted to target the width of this container. And in this one down here, I wanted to target the width of the browser. Okay. Now within the settings, you can choose whether or not you want to measure the height or the width or both. And you can just simply click on both those buttons to choose whichever ones you want. You can have one or both. So the next setting here is the rule sets. And what this does is, as you know, as you resize your browser window, the measure stack can change colors and update breakpoint labels based on various rule sets. Now, I have all of the rule sets defined for all popular frameworks here. We have Foundation 6, any Bootstrap related themes, Source, and then I also have some interesting ones for iOS devices and Android devices. And if you really want to, you can actually define your own custom rule set as well. Since I'm using Foundation right now, let's go ahead and look at that rule set. And you can turn on labels and show the breakpoints for that. Okay, so here we are in preview of the page we were just looking at. And if you notice down here on this one that shows the whole browser, I actually turned on the label as well as the breakpoint. Okay. I did not turn it on for this container-based measure, okay? But notice that I used the same rule set, so the colors will fluctuate the same. So our first breakpoint for this particular rule set is 1024. That is a large device in Foundation. Now, if I go ahead and once I get below 1024, we're getting there. There it goes. So now I'm at 1023. At this point, I'm now at the medium breakpoint. And I can see that my next breakpoint down is going to be 640, okay? Because medium starts at 640 pixels. So let's keep going down. And you notice once we get below 640, we're now at the small breakpoint, right? So this is really beneficial. And again, these have been updated for all the rule sets for all the major frameworks so that each breakpoint has a custom color. So you can easily see once you've crossed a breakpoint, by the color changing of the actual measure stack, which is pretty cool. Now, another thing, just some nice things. Sometimes these measure stacks can maybe get in the way of your design when you're previewing things. Just go ahead and double click those and you'll notice that they kind of fade away. They're still a little bit visible because if you double click them again, they will actually be displayed again. So really easy, just double click. It'll hide all of a set, okay? Now, here's a power user tip. If you hold down the Shift key and double click, it will toggle all of the measure stacks on the page. So again, hold down the Shift key on your keyboard, double click, and then that will then unhide everything. Now, the last setting here is allow publish. Now, most of the time, your measure stacks are only going to be on preview. You don't necessarily need to publish these, right? I added this setting because I needed to publish for the demos. And maybe you want to publish too for some other reason, right? So it is there as an option, but if you don't want this published on the page, just go ahead and make sure that this is set to off. Now, next up, let's just review the measure swatch really quick. It behaves pretty much exactly like the measure stack. The only thing is you target using a class. So all the settings here, you choose whether or not you want to measure width or height. What your rule set is, and then all your labels, and then go ahead and you define what class you want. And then you just simply go to the particular container or object or layout that you want to measure and make sure that you add in the measure class. And that's it.